Okay, welcome to another Liquid Bullet Productionz. We've got another great guest, Alfie Lewis, the return of Alfie Lewis. If you haven't already seen his podcast, check him out. We've done a great interview about his martial arts history. Multiple world champion, European champion, British, English, you name it. He's been there, seen
Universal world champion. Universal.
Universal, yeah.
That's what they say these days. It's all garbage these days. Look, I'm a multi-world champion. I've done it many times. It no longer matters.
It matters to some people, mate. They like to hear this sort of stuff.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Alfie, I'm just going to start with just going to mention a little bit, and then we can talk about it more a little bit later on. You've actually put your life story to paper now in a book?
I was never interested in writing a book, never have been, but I got harassed that much. It took us almost a year and a half to write the book, to tell you the truth. But I'm glad I did, because it straightens the story out about me. See, I've got perceptions. If you see me at a competition fighting, great. If you see me at a competition coaching, oh, he's noisy. But my noisiness, right, was never so much against people. Is I believe in this, and I'm coaching you, and you've paid me X amount of money over the years. Then you're fighting, you're getting a bad deal. I mean, I don't mean like bad judging. I mean cheating. If you're bad judging, I go, okay, that's fine. But if you only cheat me people, I'm going to be noisy, because they represent me, I represent them, and I'll never stand by and see someone be biased towards anyone. Because who you are, even my people, your people, that makes me sick, because I'm a person about being truthful.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, these days, the truth has become very, very rare. Everyone lives in a world of fantasy, especially with Facebook and TikTok and all that garbage. People love it, but it's so, look at me. Come on, give me a break.
So Alfie, is your book about your whole life, or just your martial arts, or
about whole life?
Whole life.
Okay. It's 80,000 words. 80,000 words. I cover stuff, martial arts. I cover karate, kung fu, boxing. My son got murdered. My wife, and door work on the door, and bodyguard work. So the full spectrum gets, it's warts and all. It's warts and all, because I don't care what people think. I really don't care. And what they make of me is up to them. Their opinion of me is theirs. But if they want the real story, read the book and judge me then. Judge me when you read the book.
Yeah. Alfie, I'm just going to guess, but just from working the door myself for years, there's probably a lot of door stories and war stories in there.
Oh, well,
without
there's some stories you can't tell. There's some stories you can't tell.
yeah, true.
but in general, I just tell the truth. What happened, conflict, people trying to kill me. It just, you know yourself on the doors, you can't get in, they're going to come back and kill you.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes you actually try, You actually tried. It was fun. At the time, it was fun. I look back now, I think, what the hell was I doing? What the hell was I doing standing there saying you can't come in and you want to kill me? But it's the age of madness. It's the age of invincibility. You're so young and you feel invincible. And you don't realize your life ends like that.
Yeah.
But luckily, I'm 63, 64 now. I don't know. So I've survived. So I've got lessons for people to learn from my experiences, and I hope it helps them find a better path in life, because life is a journey. When you start thinking of destination, your life ends when you achieve certain things. Once you achieve one thing, right, there's something else to achieve, something else. Now, here's how I see me. When I was in my 20s, I knew everything. Right? Now, when I was in my 30s, I thought. When I was in my 20s, I was a nugget.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in my 40s, I thought. In my 30s, you dickhead. In my 40s, I thought. 30, you're a fool. In my 50s, I thought, you have maybes. In my 60s, I think, you live more now. Because once you got the experience, Joe, once you get the experience, it's everything, every day is equivalent to 4 or 5 days, because you got something to base it on.
Yeah.
So I think life's wonderful. And even when it's bad, it's good, because you evolve as a person. You evolve, and you learn that, like, nothing revolves around you. It's never enter the dragon.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's our name things, like certain fighters, and you don't know where them. But you know Enter the Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then the character called Hog, the bad guy, the claws.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He made a speech, and it stuck with me to this. From the age of 12, when I finished that movie, it stuck with me to this day. He said, "We're born knowing going life, yes, expecting only death." I was, wow. And that is perfectly correct. What we do in between it, what we do in between is called life.
Yeah.
But everything else, you're born, you know nothing, but you know you're going to die. So make the most of what you got. And I'd say, do more good, do good for everyone. Irrelevant of whether people do good for you, it's not built on what you get, what you get. It's what you do. What you do, and what you do can be either beneficial or destructive. And when you're young, right, we don't care really. We're about ourselves. But the older you get, the more you want to give. There's a saying that my friend keeps saying. He said, "I want to inspire before I expire." Well said. Well said.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing, isn't it? As you get older, when you're younger, it's all about you, innit? What you can do, what you want to do. As you get older,
Yeah.
you want to start helping others and seeing better in others.
Yeah. I know the thing about it, right, is when you come through the ranks, whether it's work, whether it's sport, whatever it is, you need that. Get in there, get in. You need that, because you need to achieve stuff before your 30s, before your 40s, and they will see you through your rest of your life. But if you don't cement the foundation, then your rest of your life's going to be, it's going to be miserable, because after a certain age, you earn a power, you appreciate, and like, or if you haven't set yourself up already, you're going to have a terrible later life. I'm achieved, I'm okay, I'm happy, and I want for nothing, but I want nothing. I don't, I'd rather give than take. Yeah, I'd rather give than take.
Just going to ask you a question there while we're on this sort of
Of course.
subject of sort of where you're crossing over there from sort of what you've done to being on. At what sort of age and how did you know you was ready to quit the competition and move on to the next part?
Good question. I got to 32 years of age, and physically, I was still capable of beating everyone. And that's not being cocky. It's just knowing your capabilities and know what you can do. But 32, my head, because I've been doing since I was 7, my head was burnt out. and world championships or the regional championships become the same to me. There was of no importance. So when there's no importance in it, right, you have to move on. So I decided after fighting in Atlantic City, Trump Plaza, to final world championships. When I won that, I'd had enough. But the problem is, retirement's forever. Retirement's forever. It took me 10 years, 10 whole years, to get my head around the fact I wasn't going to compete no more. I go to competition with my students and watch competitions and go, I think, I'd beat him. And, from the age of 7 to 32, all they knew was competition, training, fighting. So when something is taken away from you, 30 odd years of your life as being done doing this, and all of a sudden it's gone. It needs to be replaced. And my replacement, eventually, I take pleasure in teaching like you wouldn't believe, especially young kids, right? Yeah, well, I had offers. I went in to do movies, stunt work and stuff, but I'd done that also when I was fighting, and I left it because I enjoyed teaching more than doing the stunts. But teaching to me is who I am. I found my who I am. When I teach, I feel complete. I teach mainly a lot of kids. You know yourself. These days, the youth have got very little chance to do what they want to do. In a sense of, there's no options there. In fact, there's too many options, but the wrong options. And no matter what you do in life, if your mindset's not right, you're going to fail. And unfortunately, these days, is being a gangster or being a bad person influences kids once what being good. So you want to be that way. You end up in prison or you end up dead. I'm living from Liverpool. I'm from Liverpool, right? I've seen it all. I've seen a lot of friends who are dead, a lot of friends who are in prison. I've seen kids who don't exist no more because they got lost in this toxic world that we call life. And the objective is to, when he comes to my dojo, is to give them a beacon of hope to help them become the person they should be.
Alfie, just while we're still on that question there, obviously, how was the pressure on you, on yourself when you've retired? Because, like boxers, sometimes you see a lot of them, once they retire, they just sort of go off the rails, don't they? They can't cope with not being in the spotlight all the time. How was that mentally for you?
It wasn't the spotlight so much. I've never been bothered with the spotlight. It could be because of what I did. I never chased spotlight. It was more the fact that you lack structure. So what happens is, every day I used to get up, I used to go training. I used to train with a purpose and for a reason. Now you're training just to stay fit. So you got 30 years of objectives and goals, not on goals. So you have to have a reset. And unfortunately, my retirement came the same time as my mother died. It came the same time. And that's a heavy place to be. So, you do go off the rails. Not as bad as most, but you do. Because you wonder what's next. And you've got to be creative. You can't just wait for something to happen. You've got to make it happen. So, let's say 10 years in the wilderness, right? But with my wife Donna and my kids Marcus and Kim, with them giving normality, it came. So your family's important, and your friends. Also, I changed all my friends. I had friends around me who were nuggets, right? Who wants to be a certain way, and it's a temptation to be that way. I went that way in a sense of doing doors and that kind of crap, and it was the wrong way to go. But the thing about going the wrong way is coming out of it, knowing you're the wrong way, and educating other people not to go that way.
Yeah.
So you can come to my club And I can say to you, blah, 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 don't do this, don't do that. And the kids look at you like, who are you, mate? When you say, listen, I've been where you're going. I've been where you're going. So I'm saying to you, right, you know my MO. You know about me, right? Because you live in Liverpool. So what I'm saying to you is don't be a dickhead. Don't be a dickhead and go down that road. I want to be a Superman. I want to be, wherever it was I want to be. I had no idea I want to be. But when I eventually settled down, the thing that was always there was the teaching. The teaching. I'm 63. So when I go to my club to teach, they're very all young, they're all quite young, well, all young. And I'm using them. I'm using them in the sense of, because of they're so young and bouncy and enthusiastic, they feed me. They feed me. I feel like they give me more than I give them. So their youth and their enthusiasm keeps me younger, keeps me young and bouncing. I'm forever laughing, right? I'm ever laugh because I believe laughter is a gift that you should never let go. And should never go up. You should never grow up. Especially grow up. I mean, you should never become too serious with yourself. When you become too serious, you might not be dead. You might still be dead. So you look at my Facebook page, which I don't Instagram sometimes. Nah. Facebook, old people. I don't care. You want to get me, Facebook. But what I'm saying is you have to go through the darkness to find the light. Now, I'm not a Christian. I'm Buddhist. So Buddhism helped me also. Now, when I say I'm Buddhist, right, it doesn't mean I'm a hum all day or pain all day. It means I use their teachings as a guidance. Nothing is complete. It's just guidance. And Buddhism, to me, it's not religion. It's not a religion. Some people see it as religion, right? And Buddha was not a god. He never said he was a god. He was actually a prince who got lost to find himself. So I believe Buddhism also helped me. But as I say to you, I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not a practicing Buddhist. I just take the principles of Buddhism. I still make mistakes, still do things the wrong way, but in general, I'm a better person because of it.
Yeah. Alfie, I'm just going to jump in here. While we're talking about you sort of influencing the kids and helping them,
yeah.
Do you find, obviously from my perspective, I find that, you know, a family member or a teacher, that type of person won't get through to these kids. They won't listen, but someone with your own sort of status or someone in that sort of a physical presence, they sort of listen to. Do you find that is how it works?
Well, what I find, right, I don't cut no corners. It is my club was like this. You can't come to me and say, I want to join your club. I'll say, if I like it, you can join. So it's a different principle. Most people say for a club, they pay you, you become a member. But what I'm like, I've got people in my club who are all one family. And if you get a rabid dog in there, it breaks things down. So I've got a bubble of goodness going on. And you want to come to that goodness, you got to be a good person. If you're not, get out. I don't mean godly and like anyone. Look, being good doesn't mean you don't do things wrong, but it means you got good intentions at all times. Because no one can say to me they follow the right path 24/7. No one. But what it is, if your objective is to be decent and good, then come to my club. But believe you me, right, I cut no corners. I'm kind of unique as a teacher. I'm unique as a teacher, and you got to experience. Like, forget the seminars. That's a byproduct of where I'm teaching. If you want to get the real entrepreneur's experience, come to my dojo, sit down, and experience it. And you stay. Okay, this week we had a man come with his wife and a 3-year-old daughter, his son, to join. I take anyways, right? So I'm teaching my class. The next thing, I noticed this guy standing at the door. So can I help you? He said, yeah, I want to join. I said, who is it? You? He goes, no, my son. He said, I said, how old is he? He said, 3.5. I said, is he alive? He said, yeah. I said, you can join. Because he's a kid and he's pure. If that was adults, I'll sit down and talk to them. I say, look, you're only doing on this condition, but keep your money. Money's important. But I don't run my club based on money. I run it based on anyone from my club will tell you this. Producing people. Producing kids who become good, productive people, contribute towards society and give themselves a good life. But you've got to get through that teenage years. The teenage years are destructive. That's where you lose them. But I've got I like kids there from age. A lot of my kids start at age three upwards. So you have a chance to influence them from day one. And only one has turned out to be a dog. I won't discuss him. What do you want to tell me, dog? In every basket, you have corruption. It's not good. But like in general, I just want to be good. Just me, I'm good all the time. Right? Because I enjoy life. It means my objectives are to be good. My feels, my positivity, I want to spread every day. Now, I'm not a saint. I will still. Someone hasn't got me. I will walk away. If they grab me, I'll fuck them up. That's not me being nasty. That's me being straight.
I think you have to be like that in this day and age, though, because if people see you backing away, they take it as a weakness. And
you take half step back, right?
You have to stand up for yourself straight away, don't you?
Half step back and he crawl over you. I see a video. I put a video about this idiot. It's on media somewhere. Just scally. A liberal scally. He's like, all right, lad, come dickhead. He's this guy's by his house, and he's going, you, this, and this guy's still like that. He's still calling. This guy's in his face. I'll do this, I'll do that. Next thing, this guy's pulling his rubbish over. So I thought, by that time, you'd be fucking shitting teeth. You'd be shitting teeth if that was me. But the guy's obviously, he's in a council estate and repercussions. If I whack you next to me, I was getting burnt down. Yeah? This kid, he's proper arrogant. He goes, push and push. This guy goes, wow, he's fucking like a starfish on the floor, shitting teeth. We have to get pushed. Now, the consequences of that, first of all, the result was clear. If fucking on, right? Took him right out. So you can see the karate. He's in a stance. But the next day, we were cuttings. It doesn't stop there. So you have to use what you've got in a positive. You can't step back. I don't step back, but I'm no longer in a position where I get in those situations.
Yeah.
I've changed. People around me are like me. We have a laugh. We go for food. We sing. We just have fun, and we train hard. I train most days 5 o'clock in the morning. So, I'm not a saint. By any stretch of imagination. But I try my best to help people, because by helping them, I feel good. How old are you now, Lee?
I'm 49, mate.
The baby, lad. I'm talking to a baby. 49.
My body's falling apart.
But I know at that age you still understand what I'm saying. The world is upside down. Right? I'm not trying to correct the world. I'm trying to help those who come to my bubble. And hopefully they'll help others. So exponentially, you're helping a load of people in the long term. Anyway, that's my preaching's over.
So, Alfie, is it all right if we just jump a little bit more in about your book?
Of course, yeah, of course. Hey, look, listen, no subject is off the table. Okay, I'm serious. Any question you ask me, I'll tell you straight, because I don't care what people think. When I care what people think, right, my life, they're living my life. So, fuck them. Sorry the language, but I do use profanities from time to time.
So, what can people expect from your book, Alfie? And we haven't even mentioned what the book's called yet.
Oh, it's called Born to Win. Born to Win. My Life in Bruno. What was it? The boss. Okay, the opening parts of the book is about violence. Now, my first experience with violence, I'm not sure if I've told you before, when I was 11 years of age. It's in the book, this. So 11 years of age, my mother comes over, we would have gone to the pub with Uncle Stevie down the bottom of the house, down the bottom of our street, local pub. My dad's away. He's Stephen. So I'm 11 years of age. She comes in the house, and my mother's crying. So, you okay, Mum? I'm okay, son. She goes to bed. Said to Uncle Stevie, you're only 11 years of age. What happened? He said, two men tried to check your mother up. When she said she was married, he started calling all kinds. So I'm shaking. I do nothing I can do. It's men. So I said, take me down, right, and show me. So I get a baseball bat, right? I'm walking down the street thinking, what the fuck are you doing, you dickhead? What are you doing? What are you doing? But my mother. So we get to this pub, and the pub's on a corner like this. And you look through these windows, and the main street, these windows, the door here, door there. So your entrance is both ways, bottom of our street. So we get to the pub. So I'm looking through the glass like this, see what it is. My Uncle Stevie, fucking uncle, I said, where are they? And he points at the other end of the bar. So, okay. I turned around, he'd gone and left me. So now, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. And anyone who tells you, right, they've got no fear in a liar. Fear is given. Without fear, you're not going to be productive. It's how you react to fear. How you react. On this day, if someone said, Alfie, let's go home, I would have went home. If you said, let's go home, forget that, I would have went. But he left me. I'm there shaking with his bat. So I'm thinking, if I go to this door here, I turn it, they're going to see me coming towards them with a bat. So I go to this door, comes in, 11 years, I'm 11, skinny like a fucking tarantula, or what you want to call it. Stick insect. So I stood behind them. And these men are like 25, 28. I'm 11 years of age. So I stood there and I said, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I cringe. And he turned around, what do you want, lad? I went, kiss on a fuck me, fucking back. Smacked him over to bits. And the room, everything slowed down. The room slowed down. The people in the pub, we just stopped like that. The guy behind the bar, he just stopped like that. So I'm looking at all this. It's weird. It's the first experience of this madness. So crack, I'm looking here, looking there. And I stopped. And when I stopped, the public got silent. I mean, silent. I'm stood like that. I'm thinking, what do I do? And they're on the floor gargling like dogs, right? So I dropped my baseball bat and I ran out. And I ran home, right? Now, dropping your bat's not clever, is it? Fucking fingerprints.
Yeah.
So I runs home. I'm sweating and I can't breathe. And I'm panicking. I'm thinking, the police are going to get me. The police are going to get me. The police. Oh, the police. And the police never come and got me. When I go to school next day, I'm looking around, thinking someone's going to attack me. Paranoia kicks in. This is normal. I thought that was just me. But it's normal. If you're paranoid, you're not going to live. Even so, paranoia is a good friend, and so is fear. Once you overcome them, unlock them, control them, you can achieve anything you want in life. You really can. So anyway, my father comes home from the sea. Not this like weeks on, nothing being said. So I go down to my father for pocket money. So yeah, I'd sit there with him, fucking smoke, I wait for pocket. We start talking, just have a chat. I don't drink, so just have a chat. Next thing, the barman comes over, and he goes, hello, young man. So I thought, oh, fuck, don't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. He went, I've got your baseball bat there. I thought, oh,
no.
yeah. And my dad goes, what baseball bat? I said, Dad, I said, I was running past one day. I dropped it. He must have found it. Oh, okay, son. He said, do you want to come and get it? I goes over to him. I have to get money off my dad first. Money's important, right? Off my dad. I goes to the barman behind him, the other side of the bar. I said, can I pass you? Yeah, he said, let me tell you this. He said, that night, you done me a favour. I said, why is that? He said, because where we were on the so you got the city centre. We lived just before the city centre. So if you drank something, you walk downtown.
Yeah.
So these guys need to come there, get bevied cheaply, then go downtown. When in this pub every weekend, what they do, they'd make it miserable for all the locals. The locals just have a drink, enjoy themselves. And these two fools come in, and for 2 hours or 1 hour, they cause mayhem. And he said, do you have any vaccines? I said, I'm not getting what he's saying. And he said, I said, did the police come? He said, no. So why would the police come? Imagine them saying they got beat up by a boy.
Yeah.
And it taught me a few things. It taught me the adults can be hurt. And it taught me that if you're right in your convictions, you can do anything. And fear is your friend. Paranoia is your friend. All these things that we don't want to have, or we think are wrong for us, are essential for us to evolve with people. And from that day, I never looked back. I wasn't a violent person, but I was never in fear of adults.
Yeah, I think as well, when that adrenaline kicks in, that gives you that drive, doesn't it? That push for it.
Well, your legs start shaking.
Yeah.
I thought my legs were going to fall off. I'm sweating. I can't talk. I'm just, excuse me, sir. And all these things are just adrenal overload. And 1-3 years later, I discovered what it was. Like when I used to compete, I'd walk to mats, and my legs start shaking. And what's this? I'm not scared. Was your adrenaline kicking in?
Yeah.
Once I realised what it was cool. But at first, it's what I tell my students. Your legs shake, and they go, I said, mine used to. And they go, yeah, I did. I said, that's normal. Don't be scared. Don't think you're being scared. It's not fear. It's in preparation for what's to come.
Yeah.
I always say, fear is a gateway to greatness. When you learn to control fear, you can become anything you want. But the problem is, though, right, if you don't respect fear, you don't respect fear, you're going to get yourself in the whole deepest shit, man. Because you overstep boundaries, and it's going to come on top of you at some stage. So you got to respect fear. At the same time, don't fear fear. And it's just, it's like, imagine, I've only drank once in my entire life. It's like getting drunk, right? Everything, perspective changes, right? Okay, I got drunk one time. Let me explain this to you, right? My wife don't like football. So, I never drank. So I thought, I'm 40 odd. I thought, I'm a drink here with Donna. So, the TV, the World Cup's on. Right? World Cup's on. So I bought 2 bottles of champagne. And I don't know how to drink. So I'm going, yo, do you want some? Yeah. And she's sipping it like that. So I said, do you want some more? No. I said, now I'm starting to talk. But nothing. And she said, you watching TV? I said, yeah. So, boom, I had 3 glasses. She'd only got finished half the glass. Because I have no idea. And champagne apparently strong, is that right?
I don't drink myself, to be fair.
Okay, well, this is my first time. So I realised I'm talking for no reason. And she's like, looking like that. I thought, okay. So I said, I'm going to go to the toilet. Stands up. The room went like that. And I couldn't walk. Like, that for me. I don't want to feel vulnerable. First and last time I ever drank. And when I used to work in the clubs, right, I see people drinking. You wonder, how the hell do you want to fight? Because you're just so vulnerable.
Yeah. It certainly changes people as well, doesn't it? I mean, from working with myself, people They
I used to
get
work.
something in the head and they just can't see otherwise, can they?
No. But we used to work, get my Guy Spires. You know what Guy Spires is, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank fuck for that. Okay. But I had experience with Gary. And Gary was a shrewd person. And he wasn't a thug. He wasn't a bully. He was just effective at what he did when he did it. And one time, it goes off in this club. I think it was in Wales, the Tivoli or the Pivoli. It goes off. So Gary goes, back now, big. He said, it's time to practice. So I said, okay. So he goes in. And these two guys, Gary's you know Gary was. Gary's like that. Gary stands, right? So you get bang, bang, right? I didn't know. I'm like this, yeah. But I had good reflexes. But Gary was there. And let's say, this guy to the right hand of Gary blocked it, pushed him, elbowed him, kneed him, and stamped on him. I'm like, that, what the fuck, man? And he says, okay, to his friend, let's play. And because it was so effective, this guy, oh, no. He soon sobered up. Yeah. So guy said, take him out. So let's go. He had to go at me. So I boosted him in the head and then dragged him out because he had to go. Now, if he had to go, I'm not going to hit him. I'm just going to take him out. I wasn't that kind of person that you worked on the door. I'm not going to hit you. A lot of doormen used to take pleasure in doing that. I don't see why, because it's just, I'm like this. Lee, I know you to a degree, yeah? So, if your son's in a club and someone beats him up and I do nothing about it, I'm a dog, yeah? If I beat your son up, I'm supposed to protect him as a doorman. I'm less than a dog. So I could not see why they did it. I really couldn't. But if someone needed to switch it off, I'd fucking boot them and switch them off straight away. I very rarely got in fights, Lee. I very rarely got in fights. What I did, I was so proficient in what I did. One kick would finish it. People say, oh, it won't wear. Well, the bollocks. Never failed. But then I was inspired by Teddy O'Neill. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, like fuck. Okay. So Teddy was well known in Liverpool as the effective Gary worked together quite a lot. And lucky enough for me, I become friends with Gary and Teddy in my life. And Steve Cattle. No, Steve Cattle is.
Yeah.
Jesus, thank you for. Okay. I'm loving you. Lee, I like you last time. I mentioned names last time and you didn't know them. Remember?
Yeah, I know them ones. They were quite popular in the sort of as I was growing up.
Okay. So Teddy was renowned for taking people out with kicks to the head. Very, very. So because I see Teddy do it, actually see him do it, I believe I could do it. So it gives you that belief that it works. Because the reality of it is, right, we all practice in the dojo or the gym, whatever you call it, we all practice against compliant opponents or sparring with gloves on. That's all fantastic. It's called semi-pressure. Semi-pressure. It gives you that pressure and you got to deal with it. But in the streets, though, it's not a spar. It's fuck. It's over. Or you stamp with one stamp on it. So I enjoy sparring so much because it gives that semi-pressure. But nothing replaces the reality.
Yeah.
And the reality can really finish in death or from being maimed or the life. So I don't want to be involved in that. That could be my son, my daughter. So I'll treat any customer as if they were relatives until he always stepped the line. Then I switch them off. But Gary was just so effective, man. In fact, you like this. I've got Gary's book that he wrote. Right? I'm not going to release it. It's not mine to release. I've got loads of his photos in albums of Gary. So one time, his cousin from New Zealand came over, wanted to meet me because I knew Gary. So I met him. And all he wanted was stories to put in his book. You know, so, and he asked for the book. I said, fuck off. I said, Gary said, Dig, do what you want with it. So I'm doing nothing with it because he's my man. I'm not making money off my man. Yeah. But that would be a book that if I published that, it would make so many. I'd be a bestseller. I'd be a bestseller. But it's never going to happen. Never going to happen because it's not mine to sell. It's not mine to decide. I'm not
we can do something like a tribute to him now, Alfie, like sort of your side of his story. So like it's not his side, but yours blending in with it, like a tribute to like a sort of you know, like when people pass away, you sort of leave like a sort of milestone from sort of like a respect part, don't you?
You've given me the idea there. Thank you. Lee, I'm going to go now. I'm going to start writing the book. You know what? I respect all those who come before me. Right? You know, on my page, I've got something called Keep It History Alive.
Yeah.
It's about giving respect to those who come before me. Guys, unfortunately, now, Lee, is people are, their history extends to 1 week. 1 week. They don't know. You ask them, okay, a lot of people don't do traditional martial arts. That's up to them. But any style you do has come from somewhere, and it's going to be mainly from traditional martial arts. So I give respect to the lineage. Like someone comes to me, says I do freestyle. I said, what you call a system? Well, I don't know. So what do your instructor do? Well, I don't know. I'm interested in what my instructor does because it reflects on who I am and what I'm getting taught. But unfortunately, look at Chicky Donovan. Okay, now Chicky, Teddy, Gary, and Steve Cattle. Massive names, when you say.
Yeah.
Yes, in the freestyle world, you don't know Chicky. You don't know. I'm Ronnie Cowwell because here's a point about Chicky, right? Ishinru is not a traditional style. It's his own style.
Yeah, do you know what? It weren't until I'd done an interview with him that I realised he made it himself with all the different runs, didn't he?
Because at first he was cock and shit, wasn't he?
Yeah, Waterloo, Shota Khan and Coke, yeah.
And before that, boxing. I was making conversations with him, right? And for me, he's the best karate coach I've ever had the pleasure to talk to and to train under. I've had loads of top people, but it is. And when he told me about the fact that Richard Rue, he was going to do it, and he thought no, because back then, back in the 70s, 80s, you thought you couldn't do it unless you were Japanese or Chinese. That much indoctrination. So Chicky sat down with some Japanese instructor, and he said, do it. Just Japanese made Chicky do it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have Richard Rue. Because back then, you need a stamp. See, now, right, you go, okay, I'm going to do Donald Duck Ryu, right? And you go on the social media, and you get people who support you or knock you. So you get feedback at least. Back then, there's no social media.
No.
So the only social media was what you thought. So you go, you can't do that, you English. So for Chicky to go along and do that, it's spectacular. And even Gary, he done. I mean, Gary was taught in Japan. Gary was. Or the Yamaguchi. You know Yamaguchi, yeah?
Yeah, the old cat.
Okay, yeah. Some stories about him, mate, that you wouldn't like. But Yamaguchi, he got his fifth dad. The Gary comes to England, and he's sending money over to this cat, and getting nothing back. Typical. Right? So he decided to leave him. So anyone Danny grades the first man, all of a sudden, they weren't grades no more. Because they were recognized by Japan. I'm like this. Okay, I don't care. As long as Gary recognized them, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
But then Gary done his own style. It was called applied karate. You know? Teddy O'Neill, he does Shotokan. But you can't tell me that guy's pure Shotokan. Teddy was like, he was a machine. Steve Cattle, even though he's switching Shotokan, I see the fight. Like was right. And he wasn't doing karate, he was fucking doing fuck him up for Ryu. Ronnie Cowwell, all these guys inspire me. That's why I've taken 5 minutes of this interview to let everyone know who these people are. Because no matter what you think, everyone knows who they are.
Yeah. Alfie, I just wanted to ask you, because obviously it's quite a common thing I keep seeing coming up everywhere now, is what's your opinion now on the way like the karate competition has gone? From like the 80s, 70s, 80s and stuff.
You know what I'm going to say. You set me up here.
Well, I know what I think of it personally. I think it's
okay.
Down so bad. It's I can't see that it's making them better in the real life situations.
Okay. Let me just say this before I probably comment. Let me say it's not their fault.
No.
Because you're not giving no options no more. If you want to get to the Olympics, you gotta fight like this. So it's not their fault. But I just think it's each their own. But when we fought back in the 80s and 70s, you got hit, man. There's no dancing around. It was smash, grab, fucking butt, all that kind of stuff. When I used to fight in the points, forget the karate. I used to fight in the points, right? I'd name butt and elbow. I got points for it. But it's so ineffective. It's so ineffective for the streets. But they admit this now. They say karate athlete, not fighter. You put the word fighter, I'll argue with the fighter.
Now, I think they missed though. The point is like everyone starts to do a martial art in the beginning is normally to protect themselves. They don't think, oh, I want to be an Olympic fighter.
No,
that's not even a thought. That comes later. It's I want to protect myself. I want to look after myself. So you go to these martial arts classes to learn protection, and then now you're like learning the competition side, which is it effective in the real world?
Straight away to get to a competition. You see, I love competition, right? But I believe in smash someone. I don't mean bad control. I mean should allow good strong contact. Not malicious, but good strong contact. Now, look at the Olympics last time, the karate Olympics. The guy got disqualified in the final. Now that, but karate in a downward slope, people go, what was that? Like Taekwondo, when Taekwondo first got, it was like, what's going on? So, but what you got to realize is all these people, all these associations, they've got the Olympics because they took out the fight of the art. They took the fight. The judo, I done judo back in the 70s. Your arm locked, you break, you choked. Now it's throw and hold.
Yeah.
That's why I survived the Olympics, because you want to portray a family sort of thing. They don't want blood and guts. Because it's a family out. The Olympics is a family thing. It's high drama. It's
crazy, really, though, because like obviously boxing, he's just punching each other in the head. Yet they're taking out all the contact parts of the other sports. It just makes no sense to me.
I think it's terrible. It's not what I want to do. I want my guys enter competitions with their rules consist. But I avoid a lot of competitions because in my club, it's good contact. Good contact. And at first, people complain. But I said, well, fan of the club. I'm not begging you to come here. You pay me. I don't pay you. So you don't pay me to come. Come. You don't, then go. But I'm not like, what I don't like is bullies. I don't like bullies in the club. If we've got bullies in the club, I'll make other students do it. End up. Because he's bullying someone else's kid. Or she's bullying them. So you don't do that. It should be a safe place to be. The dojo. A safe escape from the reality of bollocks, right? Because real life is a minefield these days. And, okay, get this right. So, me, nowhere. Imagine back in the day, if you had phones and you're knocking someone out, you go to fucking prison.
Yeah.
You see, so it's more, I'm not saying it's right to knock somebody out, but if they edit it and just see knocked them out and don't see a build up to it, you get done.
Yeah.
So it's changed so much. And the truth is also, I'm not happy with all this, the wokeness. I don't mean the original wokeness, right, it was a good thing. But now it's gone too far. I'm just talking straight. People don't like what I say. I don't care. Like, I'm not against them. I'm not against them being woke. What I'm against is the fact that I have to change how I think in order to accommodate them.
Yeah.
But how about me? How about me? I want the people like me who just want to get along with life. And we're told you can't say that word, you can't say this word. Why? Because it offends. It offends because they want to be offended. That's it, live and let live. When they're going to say to me, I've got to think a certain way because it offends someone. I'm sorry, if you want to talk to me, I offend you. Don't talk to me. Let me be. But I don't go out to offend people. If I say something that you find offensive, I say, sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. It's what I think, but I apologize and move on. I'm not going to cower under this new thing where you can't say this, you can't say that. It's a shame, because people are being conditioned to be sensitive, to be sensitive, to be sensitive.
Yeah.
Human rights are being sensitive. I get they've got their human rights. Good for them. When I say them, it's various people, various genders. You know, and also for me, there's men and women. That's it. I know I sound old-fashioned.
yeah. It's true, though, isn't it? It's all there is.
Well, imagine like England karate team, women's karate team, full of men. That's how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, they're letting them do it, though, aren't they? They're like with the boxing and swimming. It's crazy.
But the fight back has started. They're starting to say no now. But it's been going on for a long time. It's ridiculous. I'm like this. I don't care if you're gay, you're straight, if you're bi, you're transgender, no matter what you are, right? Go with your life. Go with your life, man. Just don't impose it on me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't impose what I think on you. Don't impose it on me. But it's not that way. It's the 1% of people, 1% of the community, which are getting all the power. Besides that, I love everyone. But I'd rather you leave me alone to be me.
Alfie, I'm going to throw a real random question at you.
Yeah.
If you was in a bar, and it's a big fight about to kick off, who are the 3 people, alive or dead, you'd want round you to be with?
Well, Guy Spires, Taylor O'Neill, and Ronnie Cowwell. I know them. I've seen them fight.
What was the last name there, Alfie? Sorry.
Ronnie Cowwell.
Ronnie Cowwell.
Yeah.
I don't know that one. Can we go into a little bit of who Ronnie is?
I'm going to cut your throat with this, Liches. Ronnie Cowwell was a prof. He was sociopathic, man. Right. He was Gary. Okay, get this. Gary Spires and Taylor O'Neill with his friends. And one time, we're in Ronnie's house down the road. At Taylor O'Neill's days, me, Ronnie, and Gary. And they have a discussion who was most violent. And Teddy comes and says, Alfie, he's trying to tell me I'm more violent than him. And Teddy's a fucking fighter. I tell you, so him to say that about Ronnie, the sick little puff going there. Ronnie was like old school. He got taught. He was jiu-jitsu.
Oh, jiu-jitsu.
He taught karate. So, here's the story about Ronnie. Kanazawa.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a guy called Kato. He was Kanazawa's right-hand man at one time. So he goes to Ronnie's dojo to do a grade. He takes the grade. Months later, he's got no results and they had nothing from this guy. So now in Chester, Northgate Arena, and one of the best competitions up here. Really was. Yeah, everyone for every style going there. It was just melting pot of tough fighters. So I looked up, and there's Ronnie with Casso over the fucking balcony, going to throw over the balcony. Right? Because Yeah, but he didn't care if he was Japanese or Chinese. You know, a man's a man. No matter what race you're from, you're a man. Right? It's how you. If you give the man the power to be something you want to be, you'll be that. But basically, right, you punch someone, they're going to bleed. The one he's going to throw him over. So Kanazawa was, oh, no, let's stop it. And what it was, he asked him for the certificates, and he went, you wait, you're typical, you wait, right? And Ronnie wasn't having that. He wasn't having that. He said, come here, you. Proper scouser, fuck, I can't go like that. That's to restrain him. So it goes to a party later on. They go to this party after the competition. Colin, the pros with Colin. Oh, yes, name. Apologise. He's passed away. Anyway, so we go to the house. So Kanazawa and Kato are in the kitchen. And Ronnie walks in and asks Kato for the certificates. And Kato's a bit tipsy. And he starts like, typical, like, Ronnie grabs the knife. Just stab him up. Kanazawa jumps in. No. Kanazawa goes to the car, Civics house, and signs them all himself. Because Kanazawa was a decent soul and nice guy. But Kato was just a scally. So no matter what creed you are, where you're from, regardless of where you're from, there's all types of every race. And just because you got a belt around your hips which says you're a fifth dan, sixth dan, or desperate dan, it doesn't matter. You can still be a horrible person or common. And there's loads of them. And don't forget, right, even back in the day, comment. But now it's called Mac Dojo. Then it was called comment.
I was going to jump in there. When you're talking about the Dan grades and how many Dan stripes they got, what's your opinion on the higher grade Dans? Obviously, because as I know now, I'm on a very steep downhill slope. So, but my personal opinion is the knowledge now that rather than his Dan grades are more about what you know rather than what your abilities are about to do. What can I ask your opinion on that?
Well, I got my 10th Dan last year. I've been offered before that, right? But I'm interested in belt. I mean, if I'd been told I was getting that 10th Dan, I would never have got to that event. That's what I'm like. But I got it, and I respect the fact. I respect the fact that I'm deserving of it. I'm deserving of that belt. But unfortunately, there's loads who've got that grade and the craft. And this guy, I put a guy on my Facebook the other day who had 20 10th Dans to his name.
Is he moving enough years in his life to be able to fit that much training in to do that?
Well, the point is, like before about world titles and multi-world champions, don't give me a number because there'll be some kid there who's got 40.
Yeah.
It's quality of, so I'd say the grades, especially the higher grades, but the truth is, after a certain age, your body starts falling apart. There's less you can do. So I reckon if you've contributed towards the martial arts, then the belt is based on your contribution, your knowledge, and your input. If you just get a belt because you've got more students than the rest of people, then that's wrong. So a belt is, first of all, if you give you, you present the belt. Second of all, why did you give you? Because a lot of associations will say to you, here's a 10th Dan. If you accept that, you're now on their, you get me?
Under their wing, under their name.
Or not their wing, their name. Their name, your name associated with them, that gives them credence.
Yeah.
So I reject loads of belts. But when you get trapped in a situation, you accept it. And like people call me master and all kinds. Like, I find it difficult to accept that. But what do you want to call me? They call me bad things, good things, so I accept both. But you know what? There's more 10th Dans and 20th Dans around than ever before. And Grandmasters and Grandmaster Universe.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, self-appointed 10th Dans. How can you tell me that you're a 10th Dan because you decided to make or you're a master? It's just a joke. Do you see that guy there in China with the Kung Fu guy 3 years ago? And he got smashed to bits by a mixed martial artist.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened there was, he thought Kung Fu, fantastic, fantastic. He got bashed, fucked him up. And then what happened there was the Chinese government, the guy who beat him. They had this point system where you make living all kinds. This guy was cancelled for everything. He couldn't work, he couldn't travel because in China, it's a massive industry.
Yeah.
So now the Chinese call them coaches, not masters. So the same people, different titles. They have beats when he beats a coach. It's all protected product. And okay, it's not just the Westerners. You get back in the day, they'd leave Japan as a first stand, arrive over here as a fourth stand.
Yeah.
So not just us doing it, they done it in the past. But my opinion on that, I think knowledge is important, contribution is important. Beyond that, physically, a 10th dan can do a skill base or application to be a lot less efficient than a young kid. Because physically, you break down, your body breaks down, you have the speed, you have the flexibility, it all depreciates. So master. Okay, when I first started, I could do every technique, just every technique in the book. So technically, you call me a master, right? Now I don't do as much. I just do what's necessary now. Back then, I wanted to perfect everything. I spent hours doing leg like that, hold up there, by myself. I was around the bend. But I was obsessed with martial arts. I'm still obsessed with martial arts. I love martial arts. But I realise now, I don't wear glasses that are all rosy. I see what it is. It's a diluted, destroyed industry, as you call it, industry. But I'm not knocking it. I'm just putting out what I think. I'm putting out because everyone. I can't say you're right or wrong. If you ask me my opinion, I give my opinion. But if you just tell me, I'll say nothing. I'll say okay, good. But years ago, I used to go, full of shit. You're full of shit. And all of a sudden, you get seen as a person who is just cantankerous. And you're speaking the truth. But now, the truth doesn't apply no more. A lie is force of more than the truth. But you know what? I love martial arts. The good, the bad, the ugly. But don't get me around the rules. And don't tell me that you're a master or you're this or you're something. There's a guy called Richardson, who got like that recently. He deserves that. Do you know who he is?
I don't know.
He used to do seminars on Ticky's summer camps.
What's his name again? Sorry?
Richardson.
Oh, John Richardson.
John. Right.
John, yeah, of course I do, yeah.
Yeah, right. I've seen him for years. And he got his 9th dan. He is, to me, a 10th dan.
Yeah.
You see? Ticky got his 10th dan. So it took Ticky to get to that age to get his 10th dan.
Yeah.
But Ticky could have claimed himself to be a 10th dan because it's his own style. He never did that.
Yeah.
You see, so Taylor O'Neill, he's 8th dan. Right? 8th dan. Teddy's a fucking 8th dan. Right? And Teddy's master of fuck him up, Ryu. But it's the grades are valid if they're given by someone with the right purpose and the right reason. But unfortunately, most are given just so they've got you in association or blah blah blah. But I don't knock grades. I think grades are fantastic if used the correct way. When they're used for making money, I remember get this right. One time, I won't mention this guy's name. I'm doing a seminar down in Devon with Rick Jackson, Jerry Bryan, Adams, all these guys. Names don't know, but tough. So next thing, I'm in a caravan. Under my door, I was certificate. Grandmaster of nunchucks. Right, Grandmaster of nunchucks. Look like that. I see who it was, right? The guys, I don't mention the name, he's dying right now, so it's wrong. But I thought, this is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. It wasn't as if he'd see me doodle chucks.
Right, isn't it?
It's great. I laugh now. I laugh. I used to get upset, now I laugh because you know why? You can't win. You can't win. I'm each to the old. And, okay, look, I know people who are terrible. Who got massive enrollments in the clubs. Yeah? Because they don't put anyone in danger. You don't wear real martial arts. It's basically a social club. And you go there, you feel good about yourself. So I get that. But don't tell me, don't use the word martial like a war. Like you say we do athletics, or we do karate athletics or kickboxing athletics. But don't say you do kickboxing and you're not fighting. How many schools you know now that have no gradings? I mean, I don't spar for gradings. Don't spar for grades.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about this. What have you got me doing this for?
That's right. That's the thing with me. I think a lot of the they've sort of lost a lot of the why people go to learn martial arts in the first place, haven't they?
It's different now. It's not learn to fight. It's how you doing? High five. How you doing? Yeah, you're great. Your son's great. Even so, your son next day, if he gets in a fight, we get punched, laid down, starfish, shit and teeth.
Yeah.
Right. And he's lying there thinking.
Even a black belt nowadays, I don't think it means anything like years ago.
Don't start me. Don't start me.
I failed my black belt 4 times before I got it. But nowadays, you never hear of that really. People
no one fails. I'm a failure. I fail all my people. If the craft they fail. But what I do, see, the way it got done originally was good. But it's a different world now. So what I do, say I grade my kids and you take a grade and you get one technique wrong. I say, okay, you're not going to pass today. But what you do, you go away now. That technique you're wrong. You come back to me in a week's time and you can do it, I'll pass you. And I see, that's nothing wrong with that. Because everyone, the world is different now. And no one really lives martial arts. Very few. So if they make mistakes, so what? Let's give it a chance. And also what I do, I don't give grade results straight away. It's a week before you get the grade results. In that week, you've got to contact me and tell me what mistakes you made. So it's a time when you self-analyze, and when you can be constructive in themselves and be open about what they've done wrong and get right, you create a person who's going to evolve a lot better than a person who gets told, okay, if you line up, you've done this wrong, that wrong. You haven't got a chance to think of what you've done. You give them a week, and guarantee after that week, you'll get more mistakes than you ever thought, because they feel the mistakes. What was this or that was that? So you create, if you can self-analyze, and then that transfers to life, you're going to be better off with it.
Yeah. I think as well, like, just going for a black belt now, where it's easier come now, there's so many people I see get to black belt and give up. It's that's the final thing now for them, where when you've strived hard and really pushed to try and get there, it means something to you. You didn't give up. That was like, it meant the world to you. Where now it's, once they get the black belt, they've gone. You don't see them anymore. It's crazy.
My black belts like this. You think your black belts? All my black belts are 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. So you can't be asking out there. They're not going to take it. So there's the first commitment. Then you have to take you have to get a first aid certificate. Then you have to write about their journey before they are with you. So they look at themselves and see where to come. So yeah, because you can be here and forget about that. So I'm making you go back and look at where you started and what you've achieved to get there. And the last one is you have to write a thesis on the art of war or the book of 5 minutes. And all the answers there. So it's not just taking your grades, be physical. You have to write. You have to understand. You have to be able to heal people. So all these things are important, as opposed to fight. You know what I'm saying? At 7 o'clock in the morning, believe you me, most of them are tired. And when I say grades right, they can't look at me at all. It's hard that, because they all know me. So when they're looking like that, they look at you, they get reassurance. Every time they look at me, they lose a point. Because they have to be super focused on themselves, not anything other than themselves. And okay, look, see, when you get seasick, the reason you get seasick, because you're on the sea and you can't see the land. You see land right, you settle down. So if you see you look at a person that you know, it kind of makes you feel better about yourself and relax. I don't want that. I create an atmosphere. Not an atmosphere. I create a situation that will be super focused and super. I'm getting this done. I don't need no help. I'm getting it done. I don't know what you think about that, but I think it's essential to hear about.
Alfie, can I just ask you quickly now, what words of advice can you give the youngsters or the up-and-coming martial arts that want to get into the sport? What sort of path can you guide for them?
Find an instructor who's truthful and has your best interests at heart. Train as often as you can. Don't be afraid to ask questions and have goals and objectives. Through your martial arts, you become a better person. And don't just do punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick. The instructor should also teach you about morals and moral behaviour, etiquette, be respectful to your parents. Very important. Otherwise, what you have, you create a weapon with no balance. Yeah, I can fight you, so I'll fight you. And it's you're gonna kids get locked up because that it's dangerous. But anyway, my book. Right. The book will be out in May. It's called what's it called? It's called Born to Win. My Life in Bruno. It covers everything you want to imagine. It covers, and it's all straight up. But here's a scoop. Right? I'm going to work on another book soon about doorway, my time on the doors. So, but that's not getting written for a while. But you've got the scoop, okay?
Alfie, where can people find the book?
If you're for sale on Amazon, right? Well, what I'm doing, obviously, if I sell the book, I make more money myself. Okay? So what I'm doing, I'm doing a special deal on the book. In a sense, you get a bonus as well as the book. I'm not sure what the bonus is yet. It's getting released next week. The bonus, you get an autograph. So you get a bonus, an autograph, and the book. Otherwise, you're going to try and chase me for the autograph. I'm not going to be going around anywhere, signing books, sitting down, signing books. I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I could not sit on my arse, signing 200 books. I start signing Donald Duck. I'd be that bored. It's just not me. But I will say this: it's a good book. And not because I wrote it, but because I know it's about the content in it. I say I didn't want to write it. I wasn't interested at all. But I've done it. I'm glad they have said the truth because it clears up a few misconceptions, which is important. So the book is called Born to Win, My Life in Bruno. And I will possibly work on a book for the future, but it's going to be 2 years down the line on Doorway. And that one will outsell them all because people like that character. I don't know why.
And then your third book's going to be the Gary Spires tribute.
You got me thinking that.
Thinking about it. You're thinking about it.
You got me thinking. But Gary deserves that. He deserves that. But you see, Gary, they all get mentioned in my book,
Yeah.
They all get mentioned. Teddy, Steve, Ticky, they all get mentioned in my book because to me, they are the standard of which we always look up to.
Alfie, we start winding up there, Alfie. We catch up soon.
Take care, Paul. Bye-bye.
Tell them, mate. Bye, mate.